This is going to touch on the base of message I made earlier about this woke society. It's just putting one. There's not a reason for us to hate each other. I get tired of it. I personally don't like this whole gender switch or this whole LGQB thing. That's just me. I was raised old fashioned, so to me this stuff is it's not for me. But what really irritates me is when it leaks into my gaming. I'm a big gamer. I love gaming. I have some videos on here you'll see. Not the best. Still a beginner, but if I'm not on here, I'm twitching. But I've found like it's just more and more you get this woke propaganda just pushed into like your video games and your daily life, and it's horrendous. It's irritating. If you want to do your own, be your own thing, do your own thing, that's fine, but don't push it down our throats. Don't. It's not right. Um, for example, I have a daughter. She's 13. She's so young. I'm like, to me, I'm more concerned about her getting her education and making something of her life so she can be better than I am. And she comes to me when she's 12, actually, a year ago, talking about how she's bi. I'm like, Cammy, you're 12 years old. You shouldn't even know what that is. Like, but it's just all these videos and these cartoons and these YouTubes and these TikToks and just put through. They show these kids anymore. It makes them think, oh, this is just normal, and it's not. It's not abnormal, but you shouldn't be pushing or forcing your personal feelings on people. Like I said, I'm not one of the people who follow that stuff. I'm not a woke, whatever the guy, wokian, whatever they call him nowadays. But it just irritates me when my daughter comes to me and talks to me about stuff she shouldn't even worry about until she's like in high school. If that, if I don't even wouldn't want her to worry about that in high school. But it's the society we live in. It needs to change. It needs to be situated. And I got off topic. This is about how I don't like getting my gaming. And it was an example. For example, the Janet Cage dropped on MK1, and I love MK1. It's having issues right now, um, but it's a decent game. It's still, I think it's still getting developed, but it's doing well. It's getting better. And they put Janet Cage in, and it's like a gender swap for Johnny Cage, which is fine. But she looks and sounds more like a man than a woman. Like if you want to switch a woman with a character that's a man, then that's fine. Make it a girl. Don't make her look more masculine than the man himself. That's just how I feel about these things. And then this whole what is it? This moderation people, the people are hiring, the gamers are hiring. I forget her name right now. Their name, whatever the company is. I just got done playing FF7 Rebirth, and I love the game. Actually, it's my second time playing it. I'm almost done, maxed out level, etc. And they tried to censor Tifa. In the original OG, and I don't know if you're familiar with it, Tifa was she had big boobs then, and I'm not a boob guy to begin with, but my point is that they decided they shrink those down. Like, okay, fine. To me, it makes more sense to shrink what she has there because she's basically a fighter, so she has to be in good health, in good shape. So you don't expect a woman with big breasts to be a good fighter. It'd be a little bothersome having these big old things, jumping around while you're doing your fighting and all. But my point is, the, whatever the name of the corporation is, they fought to censor just a scene on the beach, like with her in her bathing suit. Everybody wears a bathing suit. I don't get the point. Yeah, so it shows the cleavage a lot. Okay, but still, Square Enix didn't cave. They caved a little, but they're like, nah. The point is, just woke stuff, the censoring, all this shit. This what's a woman, what's a man, blah blah blah. 20,000 genders. There's two genders, people, two genders, and I mean it's just That's just again how I feel. I was always raised that that's how it is, and it is a new world, a new generation. But from what I've seen so far, this world's not doing so well with all these new, I guess you want to say, finds or beliefs. Just my thoughts.